Welcome to North Wilkesboro Speedway here tonight in the Premier Sim Racers Club. Race info, really all I have is North Wilkesboro. It is 150 laps this track, however, I will actually keep that up there. You can see it's a little bit bigger than a half a mile. This track was taken out of the Cup Series schedule for a very long time, brought back in as the All-Star race. Kind of had a little bit of a revival with it. Going to boost this audio up because it is very quiet. And I will also get these logos rotating, as I have somehow not done that here. But go over the starting order right now. So first is not right there because that is a little bit too far down. So first is Joseph McWhorter. I think I said that right. Second, Adam Matz. Third, Todd Cray. Fourth, Troy Haydett. Fifth, Matthew Robinson. Sixth, Michael Larch. Seventh, Dean, I'm going to butcher that name. I'm going to ask him how to say it after. 8th, Dwayne Hunt. 9th, Levi Allen. 10th, Troy Radford. 11th, Brandon Mefford. 12th, Ray Polking. 13th, Drew Ballesteros. I said that right. 14th, Jeff Yanesh. 15th, William Kemp. 16th, Patrick DeSauner. 17th, Levi Paulin. 18th, Doug Wysocki. 19th will be Jason Mullis. 20th, Mark Jenkins. 21st, Chuck Sweeting. And 22nd is Steve Yanesh. Wait for it. Everybody to grid here. Looks like we're only waiting on really one driver to grid, and that is a very quiet track. Hopefully it gets a little bit louder as these cars do tend to go by later on in the race. I will give them all a paint refresh too now they've all gridded, because if they joined after me and they changed their paint, it's not going to show up. Yeah, some of them are already changing there, so we'll have to keep an eye on this track here, though. Again, revived kind of in the Cup Series, and really all the series now. Besides Xfinity, Xfinity does not run at this track. Kind of weird that they don't run here to a certain extent. I really would think that they would. X-Gens do, trucks do. Trucks do it for their All-Star race. Cup Series does it for their All-Star race. I think the trucks might have done it for a points race this year. I'm not really sure. But it's 150 laps from this really short track. Kind of old school NASCAR out in the mountains. I drive by North Wilkesboro when I go to Boone, or I drive past the exit. That if I decide to go there, just on right instead of just going straight, and that'll take me to North Wilkesboro Speedway. Pretty abrasive track surface here too, so these guys cannot be getting aggressive on the tires at all here. Pace truck will be getting ready to pull in here. As Pace truck does pull in, starter will have the flag in his hand. And the green flag is in the air. We are underway here. Oh, we got the 73. He gets maybe punted or brake biased way too far to the rear. First turn, loses the lead. Maybe it'd be too aggressive getting in. I'm not going to say anything just yet. I was changing cameras. But it's not uncommon that these guys are going to have really aggressive rear brake bias, and that'll send these cars right around really easily if they're not careful. Somebody way up at the wall. That's the 19 got really loose. You see the one hanging on his outside. That's Michael Larch. Tire is going to be beat up doing that, so he needs to get down to the bottom as fast as he can. Matt's was set at 20:28. That is actually the fastest lap by almost 2/10 on the race so far. However, the main battle is kind of back here a little bit. You're looking at the 46, the 19 of... No, it is. That's Dwayne Hunt. I couldn't see his number there. As we have the 89, Jeff Yanesh spun, goes around, and no contact was made, however, so he should be able to get back rolling here. Maybe just a case of too throttle happy. Well, no, may have already been loose here. I'm not going to blame that on whoever hit him from behind necessarily. Yeah, he was already loose, and then he kind of got finished off. That may have been the who hit him coming by. Wasn't that guy's fault. I'm just trying to see who it was. Active dishonor. Yeah, that wasn't dishonor's fault there. Jeff was already really, really loose coming through. So, kind of once it stepped out, he was somewhat along for the ride. He was still trying to drive it, which is a good attempt, no doubt about that. I need to fix the replay logo because evidently it just doesn't want to show itself when it's supposed to actually go through the transition. But Sweeting will come down pit road. That's a little bit interesting to see early on. That's just fuel. Never mind. Would have thought that would have been something else, but I was going to say, you're not taking tires this early on. I mean, even Jeff with that spin, I wouldn't take tires either. I mean, it's not like he lit them up spinning. He should be pretty well fine with that. I do expect lap times to get to be around... What do I think they'll be around? Maybe they'll stay lower 20s, and once the tires were off, they'll maybe go up to, I'd say, 22s, mid 22s, possibly. Somewhere around that. I'm not completely sure. I'm not too keen on the fall-offs. I haven't ran trucks in forever because they're mainly flat out as lights. Yeah, lights go off on the pace car here. Is my graphics card like dying over here or what? Keep on getting like flashes of something. Makes sense. The G-force isn't installed. Installed itself. Mats and Cray, I do not want you to install right now. Okay. But Mats will lead them to bring Todd Cray on his outside. For really the first side-by-side restart these guys are going to have. Pace car will pull in, and Mats will get a good jump. Actually gets the rear end to step out, so he doesn't get that good of a jump. That might give Mats the... Ooh, what he needs. And the 28 of Troy is around. Trucks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are involved. 28 of Troy Hated, who was around to start. And oh, did the 18 like hang a gear there? I think he hung a gear. Yeah, he just shifted and the truck just went right around on him. That was really, really weird. The 28, he didn't do anything wrong there. He's honestly probably just driving along and he's like, wait, what just happened? All he sees is the car basically just wipe him out from the left side. He's gonna have no idea. He's like, what just went on at that moment? But he should be fine. I don't think he's too damaged there at all, to be honest with you. Really, at tracks like these two, it's really more... It's not aero. It's... I don't know what it is at these tracks. It's more of, honestly, just... You can run with damage on it. I remember Kurt Busch won a race here. He had, like, a destroyed front end. Not here at Martinsville. I'm talking about short track racing. Short track racing. Mullis is down. Sweeting's back down. These guys behind him also have damage. Allen has damage. Bradford doesn't. Mefford doesn't either, so interesting call. Let's see what they'll do here is they pull off. Bradford, they're just topping off here. This is odd. Levi's getting his rear end fixed. They're going to pull. That's not damage that I'm worried about. I would be worried about if I hit the right front of the car. Because if you hit the right front of it, then you're in for it. You can't turn anymore. The right front burns off, and it just becomes a pain to drive after that. So I can honestly say, you just don't want to have to deal with that. You really don't want to have to deal with it. Lights have gone off on the pace truck here. Ooh, a little bit of contact for the green flag, but green flag now goes out, and Craig gets a good jump. Matt's will fall in behind in second right now, currently behind these two. See how well of a run they can get down the backstretch right now. Jenkins has gone off track. He's going to go through the grass. He's going to save it, though. They're going to keep it straight. Joseph has worked his way back up to second for just a minute. See how hard Matt's will want to fight on this track. These guys are in short tracks like this. It's such a rhythm track. You want to... It's just... You have to get in the rhythm. It's got to be brake, gas, and it's just over and over and over and over and over again. You're just trying to just do the same thing, and if it breaks, if your rhythm breaks, then it's going to be a pain to get it back. Just once you get that braking zone down, you really try to get the braking zone down in your mind, and you get so used to get on the gas, get on the brake, get on the gas, get on the brake, and it's hard to figure out, okay, where was I braking at? Because if you change it, 2 feet, then it's going to be basically, you're going to blow by where you should be stopping. The 73 finally gets that lead now. Back here with the 83 and the 93 going at. The 93 was involved in that last incident. Not any of his fault there. It was already loose in front, and the car finally just went around. So can't be like, oh, he spun him. Because he didn't. He didn't spin him. Nothing he can do about that. I thought that truck sitting down there was one of the cars on track, to be honest with you. Crazy to run this high line. These guys are diamonding the corner off. That may be the way that this needs to be ran. These trucks are so stuck to the ground that that's one thing that I dislike about the trucks very heavily, is that they are so stuck to the ground. It's ridiculous. The downforce on them is like, it's insane is all I can say. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. You can try to spin them out, and it's like they just don't want to. I mean, that's why they're trucks. That's why it's the lowest series in NASCAR of the official series. We're not going to count the ARCAs. It gives drivers something to at least get their feet wet with and move up to higher horsepower cars. Not very common that you see drivers hop from truck to cup immediately. We did see that with Carson Hocevar, Zane Smith, and you see how Zane Smith has turned out. Absolutely horrible. I don't think any other drivers have hopped straight from truck to cup, off the top of my mind, that is. And they've gotten pretty spaced out. They're not on top of each other necessarily. To join the Discord room here very quickly. I forgot about that. There we go. Now I'm joining one of them. The biggest mover is actually Steve Nash. We're looking at him right now. He is up 11 positions. Currently sitting 11th, so he started 22nd. This is a track that if you know how to get around, you can really do good at it. Ray is continuing to lead, though. However, Joseph has nicked into that lead just a little bit. Not a lot. It's kind of stayed the same. It shrinks and then it gets bigger. And it shrinks and gets bigger. I think that's really him getting pretty aggressive in the corners. You can charge the corners if you set your brake bias a little bit more to the rear, but however, when you do that, you're risking spinning that car out. A little bit more around here. We see the 19 of Dwayne Hunt. He's kind of going to work his way back up as he almost sends himself down the track. He's trying to get so hard on the gas, and that car did not, or that truck did not want to keep that rear end in the ground. That's what you kind of run the risk of, is he's still struggling with it. It is still not in the ground for him one bit. Gonna have some fun time here if he cannot deal with that. This thing is still wiggling all over. Yeah, I think he's burned that tire off, because look at how loose he is coming off the corner. It's just not wanting to stick on the ground. Excuse me. Saunders down pit road, though. That's weird to see. I mean, I don't think he burned off the right front. It's only 31 laps in the race. They have dropped off about a second right now currently from the pace that they were running. Matt is looking at Joseph, and they're all chasing Todd Cray, though. However, no one's been necessarily able to catch him quite just yet. See the 46. The 46 is actually a lap. Is that the 46? Or is that a different car number? No, it is. Ryan Polking. I'm going to say he's on that bottom trying to get around this one. He's going to be able to do it. One thing that these guys can kind of defend on the outside is you just get such a massive run off the corner that you're just not having to put so much wheel into it. The guy on the bottom is having to put a lot of wheel into it. We kind of saw that here at, honestly, in the race today. They were running that high line and getting a big run off. We have a caution here. Mark Jenkins has gone around the 33 truck. We think I saw him down pit road. Yeah, no, yes, he was down. No, he hasn't. He hasn't came down pit road yet. That was a different truck then. See what happened with him. 3 and 4. He's going to get in high. He's probably going to gas it up and come down the hill, and yep, just steps out on him. And then he just locks it down, slides down to the inside, comes to a stop, and gets it back rolling. Now, do you pit? Do Hunt and Jeff Yanesh will both take that chance to come down pit road? See how these fresh tires react. I think they're gonna. I think it's gonna pay off for him. Levi Poland's now gonna come down pit road. We got more people deciding a little bit later to come down pit road, which is not. I mean, as long as pit road's open, you can come down, and you can technically still come down when pit road's closed. Might get it like a EOL, so you have to go to the back of the pack. But honestly, I wouldn't think that's a bad thing. Sometimes kind of ends up bad for him every now and then. That's not what I'm looking for here. Let's see what tire fall off is. We already saw it fall off about a whole second from their best lap. They were running 20, we'll say mid-20s, and then towards the end of that run, they were running about 21 highs. So I think that those tires will play a factor. Let me get the race info. I need to race info. Where is it at? Oh, it's in here somewhere. Crap. I cannot find that. I know it's in here somewhere. Just look on the actual iRacing page here. But lights have gone off on the pace car. They have 3 sets of tires maximum, so you gotta use them sparingly. Cray will lead them back green. We'll go on board here with Cray. As you've seen, already spinning tires, trying to get going. Got another caution here quickly. Comes out. I don't see anyone around. May have been stage, possibly. Yeah, I believe that may have been stage, unless they... Do they have stages? I keep on forgetting, because I do other races. Do they have stages in this one? Yes, Sunday, right now. Yes, first stage, lap 40. I completely forgot that in the announcements. Lap 40 was the stage, so those guys that pitted are going to hop these guys that stayed. That was actually smart now that I think about it. You can just run really, really, really easy on the tires. So those guys that pitted just those 2 laps, or really that 1 lap ago, were going to all get track position. How is Matt's in his pit? What in the world? Okay, how is he in his pit box? He's literally nose deep into somebody, and he's in his pit box. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. Holland. So now Hunt will lead now. First of the fresher tires is going to come out in 5th, and that's where he will restart. And I don't think the tires are going to be like the greatest thing, just because they're not that much older. Lights should go off this time by for these drivers now. And we'll have to see how aggressive they want to be. So far, well, maybe don't say anything. I know what happens when I say stuff. Doesn't end up well. I'm just not going to say anything. Just not going to say anything. I know how that works. Bradford and Jenkins are back down. This could only be a damage fix again, but I don't really see damage on their car is the thing. So they're getting something fixed on it, is all I know. They'll pull off in a way. Yeah, he's got some left front damage, which is honestly, I take left front out of, compared to the right front, I'd take left front damage more than anything else. That would be hard to deal with, right front damage, just because you're putting so much load on that tire trying to turn. It'll be Hunt and Gagliano. Front 2. Hunt will control the restart here as the green flag is in the air. We are back underway here in the 88. 89 didn't get going at all. He tried to get to the gas and it just almost shot around on him. We do have Jeff Unesh. He is around. He gets it back rolling, though. No caution comes out. He will stay green. They're almost 3 wide up here. Thinking about it, the 18 has dropped 2 positions since the drop of the green. Mac rear end wanted to step out there. He got way too aggressive on the brakes. I could see it, too. That was not going to end up well for him. He's still going to try to... He's trying to stop the bleeding, but he is dropping fast. He's not on that old of tires. I mean, they're 6 laps older, but really not much of them were under green. Just I don't know what's happening to that car, but Joseph is trying to get the lead back. He's trying to chase this 19 down. And he did qualify on the pole. Biggest mover is actually right behind him, and Levi Poland. He's going to keep running a little bit lower, knowing that he can get away with it for just a little bit longer. Got Dave or Dean. This goes off track. I think I may have been calling him David. He does go off track there. Off a 2-year. That's going to be common throughout the whole race. It's just they're trying to get so much off the corners. The tires, once they slit near or long for the ride, it's kind of a have fun type of thing. They do not want to do what you want them to. They will slip, keep slipping, and slip, just non-stop. They will do that multiple times. It's 21's going to run the 91 up the track using the turn. 73 still trying to work this 19, and he's chipping away at this 19 ever so slightly. Going to take him a little bit longer, but here comes Cray back up to the front. Joseph going to look on the inside. I think that Hunt can defend, though. Running that higher line. Cray diamonds that corner off really well, and he gets a massive run. That'll bring him down to the inside of Joseph. He might be able to get this pass done. Joseph realizes that he needs to gas back up, and Robinson has went off track, but apparently he is back on, so I don't know where he went off track at. Cray's going to work this bottom again. Staying low. Trying to run down there even more. Everybody else seems to be decently calm. We'll let this camera choose where we go. We're looking at the 83 or 81, which is actually the 83 this race of Brandon Mefford. He's trying to get Larch. Give up that position. You're going to battle side by side. And looks like Mefford will get that spot. Larch will fall in behind him now. Apparently likes to look at Troy Radford more than anything else for some odd reason, even though he has really no cars around him. They're not trying to pass him. But we'll let the camera choose where we go at the moment. Might get to the inside of Lark here. He's getting really close, going to work on his inside. Now a little bit of contact between the two and Lark. That is a horrible camera change. He's going to be able to save it. These two keeping pretty even with each other. Looking at Chuck Sweeting back up here right now. Further back, you see 46 of Polkin, Stevie Nash, and Hate It are all battling each other. The 46 will get up under Steve, or almost get up under Stevie Nash. A little bit short. See how these three battle each other. It's one of my main questions. Really, these two battle each other because Hunt's falling back. Warther and Cray are on the same tires, and we saw this happen earlier in the race too. They just kind of stayed almost a little bit less than a second apart. Cray would I think he would lose some on entry. Warther would gain some, but then Cray would gain it all back on exit. So I think McWarther is charging the entry a little bit harder. Cray's not charging it harder. He's getting more turn because of that. Maybe not hopping on the brake as hard. Sometimes hopping on the brake can help you, though. It really just depends on how aggressive you are on it. Lots of people who will just get basically all over it if they have a chance to do it. Back here, though, it's around Chuck Sweeten and Adam Matz. They're going at it right now. That's for sure. Ooh, has that rear end step out. Able to save it. Gets him a swipe there by the 83 on the rear end. These guys are really getting loose now. They're on the 91. Pulling up front. Sweeting is loose also. He's going to save it. He got in there and tried to hop on the brakes, and that's what he did. And that truck tried to send that rear end around. He had to really, really deal with that to keep it up under him. They have lost actually only about, guys that pit on lap 42 are down 2 or 21, about 6/10 lost. One thing you can do if you really want to be a pain to pass is pinch them down, and then watch them put so much wheel into it, and then try to get back to the throttle. That car will go basically right around from how aggressive. If you're aggressive on the throttle, that is. I shouldn't say when you're aggressive. If you're aggressive on the throttle. Cray's managing to stretch this out a little bit more. Don't believe there will be another stage. Yeah, there will not be another stage. You could go the whole way on fuel. The question is, do you want to go on the same set of tires? That's the thing. These tires are going to be a big difference if you keep going on them. You got to really, really save them. Doing what he just did there is not going to help him. A lot of these guys are starting to slide to get in the corners. They're getting really aggressive on the brake. And that may not pay off for them if they keep doing that. We'll do 2 laps on board with 5 random drivers here, so I'll set my camera to cockpit, and we'll do 2 laps, 5 different drivers, which will be really, really fast around this track here. So we will start when Cray hits the start-finish line here. Again, I have no idea who's going to be. I'm just going to click a name here. Oh, we got Sweeting goes into the inside wall. As soon as I go to do that, Chuck Sweeting don't come up in traffic. Spins it down to the inside. Just comes up into whoever that was on the outside of him. That sends him down to the inside and just lightly kisses it, so he should be fine. He'll come down pit road. Do expect to see everybody come down. If you stay out here, that's gutsy for sure. That's one thing. Which is exactly why I wouldn't do that. Yeah, you see, it's a split decision. Medford stays out. Joseph comes down. Craig comes down. Radford stays out. Poland stays out. Robinson, Larch, Stevie Nash, Polking, Mullis, Hate It, Wysocki, Gagliano stays out. I don't know how. I know how that's gonna go. It's just gonna be iffy to me. I don't think that'll work the best for him. Got some guys that are coming back down. I think they're missing coming down pit road. They may. I don't know if they're seeing it, or they're seeing who comes down and pit, and they're like, "Oh, now I'm gonna go pit." Because That's what it looks like. I mean, that's really what it looks like, is they're just deciding, okay, I actually don't want to be doing this at the moment. Sweet. Leave lights should be going off next time by on the pace car, though. No, don't know if y'all saw the race today. They actually ran the wet tires for the first time in an actual points race. Kind of went, and the track dried out, and it was too wet to use slicks, so they were still on dry tire, or still on wet tires. But problem is, the wet tires were chewing through themselves because it was too dry for the wet tires, still too damp for the slicks, so they kind of had to keep putting on tires. They made it non-competitive pit stops. I think NASCAR was tried the best that they could, and I think they made decent work of what happened. But pace truck pulls in here, and the green flag is back in the air. We are back underway. Poland and Medford get a pretty equal start between the two. The guys are on older tires, however, trying to just save a set. I know that Medford will want to get around Poland here so he can just set sail a little bit and get some space between them. I also hope that maybe Poland kind of cuts him off a little bit there, just a tad, not too badly though. Could have absolutely chopped his nose off, but he didn't. And then we got the 27 round. I saw that Steve Yanesh, and he goes down into the 1, but they save it. I don't know how Steve looked like he was completely turned. I think he used the 1 to help him get straightened out there. That was almost bad. I don't know how he didn't actually just wipe out. I mean, he had to have gotten some help to keep it straight. Medford and the 94 will almost go around. Troy saves it again. Or he saves that also. So we saw 2 saves already. Got some more smoke up here. Somebody else might be around. We're blowing up. Pulling at Alex Bowman, which actually Alex Bowman blew up for the very first time in all of his starts with Hendrick Motorsports. It was like 286. He finally blew an engine today. Steve Cray will easily get that lead from Medford. Pretty much no challenge there at all. The Cray will go back to the lead around the 54, and the 91 is going to lose that position. The 91 is on older tires. Yeah, he hit on lap 36, so those tires are getting pretty worn out. So they're not going to have a good time driving that car, that's for sure. Oh, whoa, the 27 goes around. He saves it again. That truck is not handling. I think he's got that brake bias way too far to the rear now at the moment. I actually go cockpit just so I can listen to it. It's skated there. Yeah, he's got to take it easy around the corner. The only thing that could help maybe is charging the corner hard, letting that right front really cook, and then trying to get back into the gas a little bit later than normal. Who is smoking that? At the 73, I keep seeing smoke coming from. He might be trying super hard to get to Cray. That's one thing I can think of, because there's a lot of smoke every time we come by this part. Or is it Cray smoking the tires? I can't tell who it is, but somebody's smoking their tires. I guess it's just gone now. I could have swore somebody was cooking their tires off there for a moment. Poland's still continuing to just bleed positions here, which is not really that surprised, but we're going to try to go back on board with that 2 laps on board here, so I'm just going to set that up, select 2 random drivers. I'm not going to have any clue who they are. I'm just going to look at OBS and just click 2 random names, or 1 random name right now, 10 laps overall. Oh, we got a caution out here. And so apparently Troy Radford has gone around. He has. Oh, did he just get... Oh, he might have just got clocked by 73. I think it's just going to be a self-spin off exit. Nope, he gets in the corner, gets on the brakes, and just spins it out, locks it down. Barely nicks that wall. Please tell me this 73 did not absolutely smoke him here, because I think he did. Oh, Lord, that was almost bad. I really thought he was going to get absolutely cleaned out by that 73. Well, now we know that everybody's going to be coming down to pit. Excuse me. To update graphics drivers. Probably a lot of other stuff I need to update, to be honest with you. Armory Crate uninstalls all the time. Let's see here with that, but okay, surprisingly, some people don't come down. The leaders stay out. Robinson, Lark, Medford, Gagliano, Poland, Wysocki, and Molas come down. But everybody else stays out. Okay, that's a little odd. To an extent, I wouldn't think that would happen. I don't know, I feel like I would have came, I don't know, well, did you come down? I'd come down just because the tire fall, but you also only have 3 sets overall. Yeah, that's difficult now. What do you do? I feel like, well, you gotta hope for a quick caution or caution to fall right at the right spot that you need it to, which, being honest, it's as racing, cautions never fall when you need them. But lights are still on the pace car, so they will not be going green next time by. Lights should go off next time by, though, on it, however. Lights go off on the pace truck now. Cray will take the top spot, or the top line. Saw some guys use a choose car, and they have hit the choose car before too. Pace truck pulls in here now as the green flag is back in the air. We are back underway here. Craig gets a good jump on the whole entire field. See how these guys will race each other now. They're close. If Joseph can get in front of Craig, he might have a chance here. If he can get in front of him, though, is the thing. He's got to use a bumper if he's going to do anything right now. Do you hit him, or what do you do? Do you try to get to the outside? I mean, you can try to get to the outside. You got a caution that has come out. Doug Wysocki has bent it. A lot of guys have bent it here. It's going into 1 and 2. 51 gets hit by the 1. He collects the 34, who gets the 30, and then the 94 is involved in that. So that's just brake bias. Brake bias, brake bias, brake bias is way too far to the rear, or you're just getting on it way too hard. Yeah, I've saw it happen before. That guys just fresh tires, they do not stop on a dime like you think they would. Takes a little bit to get the heat in them, and then after that point they'll actually know you can stop on them. But cold tires, they do not want to slow down at all. Not one bit. It just becomes a pain to deal with them is one thing. It's hard. Oh, did not mean to hit that button there. But Hayden and Robinson will come down pit road. Which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. They're sitting and they're off and away. They may be able to drive by the whole entire field here. That's a long shot too. Really, really long shot. It is worth a try though, that's for sure. Frozen on my screen here. Let me get that off. There we go. I believe lights should go off next time by. For a track like this, 7 cautions honestly is not that bad. Sweeting, Mullis, and Radford are all off of pit road. Sweeting's probably got some damage. He's got that left front damage that he's still getting fixed. There have been 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers who have called it quits. think Cray will easily take the top line for a restart. I don't think he's going to take the bottom here. That'd be kind of a dumb move for him to say, hey, I want to go down to the bottom after he's pretty much saw what's happened at the bottom of the track. Yeah, he's going to take the top. Warther will be right behind him. Pace truck pulls in here though, and the green flag will go back in the air. Here we are back underway. He gets a good start. If McWarther can, oh, is he going to hit him here? Is he just going to get on the bumper? Honestly, if that was me, I would have gassed it up just to get him a little bit loose. Just heat up those rear tires a little bit more, see if I can get him to start spinning them more than anything else. They all keep it straight, however. Being pretty nice to each other. This car was off the track there. This is from 5th on back. These guys are starting to race each other. We got guys outside, inside. It's really hard to pass on the inside here, but I think it might be a little bit better on your tires if you're not getting in there too aggressive. It really depends. Dean, however, is trying to rebound. He was up to, I believe, 2nd at one point. It just looks like the truck is, I mean, he's just not getting the speed that he needs out of it, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's, I don't think it's tire related yet, but Medford has gone to the lead. Pressure tires, then Cray, he just drove right on by him pretty much. I mean, it was not even a challenge for him to get there. As we have another caution that will come out here. That will be William Kemp, who has spun it in, looks like 1 and 2. And truck, yeah, just brake bias again. Truck steps out, and oh, that one barely squeaked by him. Spins it down to the inside. Keeps it down there. Now, if you're Cray, do you come down pit road? He's only pitted, yeah, well, he's pitted twice. Medford burned his last set of tires, though. So, what do you do? Yeah, they'll come down pit road. That'll be their last set of tires, I believe, if they did use their set of tires last time. This is going to be interesting with these guys now. So we're going to really see how much tires matter here. Now, Cray will only be put back to, I think, 11th. But if they keep having cautions, that'll hurt Cray because he'll have just less time to get up there overall. That's just a question how these tires are going to be. Bradford and Kemp coming down pit road. I believe lights should go off the truck next time by here. Should is the key word. Unless you're like NASCAR and you keep making up rules on when you should be throwing cautions and stuff like that. NASCAR is going to get absolutely ripped into for the handling of the rain tires. They had rain tires for a reason, though. I'll say that. And I think going forward, if they know that rain is a possibility at short tracks, they're going to have drivers put on a windshield. Not a windshield. They already have a windshield. Put on wipers and the lights so they can run in the rain. I think that will be a smart thing for them to do if they know it's a possibility. Already have them do that. I do think NASCAR can run in the rain. I think it's better overall. Don't stop the race just because a little bit of rain. If you have tires that can do it, use them. But, ooh, the 91 tried to get back on the throttle, and it did not work. Poland will drop 3 positions or 2 positions immediately. Might lose some more. They are just bottling each other up as it's about to get ran over here in a minute. He's not careful. He's going to be put 3 wide here multiple times. He's got to hold his line. Kind of just finding a way around this track. Medford, he's going to hope these guys that have fresh tires are going to get held up just some way. Cray is already up to 3rd. So he is coming. He is coming really, really quickly. There's only going to be 30 laps left here, too. So it's not like he has forever. He's got to start running away if he's going to run away now. And the question is you got to run this 21 hard when he gets here. But how hard do you run him? I mean, to me, I'm running him like ridiculously hard. I'm not being nice to him at all. Just don't wreck him. Don't pull a Denny Hamlin. Oh, somebody is in the grass. This is Jason Molis, I think. Yeah, him. Getting back up on track. Looking around Polking right now in Poland. 54. We're going to see somebody loop themselves around here. I just know we will, and that's not because these guys can't drive. It's just because they're going to start getting really aggressive on that brake bias. How aggressive do you want to be, though, is the thing. Cray's going to try to roll out high line. Medford's just going to give it to him. It's not what Medford needs to do. He needs to really fight Cray here, but Cray's got the preferred line to pass him. Medford's, he's got to fight hard. He's not going to give it to Cray. He's putting up a challenge for it. But I think Cray's going to get it here. He's just got so much more right front. He's going to burn his right front that time. Good Lord. He just sailed that on in there and said, hey, I'm just going to use this right front to turn because I have it. Back here, now caution could change everything. A restart. These guys don't have tires. It's going to get those tires to start spinning. And I saw multiple races be lost because of a restart. I've done it once before. So, yeah. No one's safe from spinning out, pretty much. Looking at the 94 here. He's had some issues the whole entire race. He's just kind of self-spun a lot of the time. It's going to happen. Got nothing against him at all. Let's see. Pressure tires are coming up on Medford, but Medford's actually surprisingly held his ground a little bit. Kind of wish the next gens had the fall off that they did it. They did it at other tracks with the Gen 6 cars. Or it might have been Gen 7. I'm not sure if they called those. Jessica say, let's go. Todd Cray. Yeah, he's got a commanding lead right now. 21 laps left now. But I would not put a caution out late in the race happening. Again, just because it's That's short track racing. It happens all the time. If he can hold on to a top 3 here, that'd be impressive. He's not going to be able to catch Cray at all. Nobody's been able to catch Cray. He's just been way too fast for everybody the whole entire night. He's easily just been running away from people who even come relatively close to each other at that point. Dwayne's basically up on his bumper right now. I almost spun him here. Gonna look at these guys back here. 3 wide, poking to the bottom. Mullis is trying to get out of the way. He's a lap truck. These two are gonna make some contact with each other, use each other up. Might as well just go ahead and say, hey, I can turn better with 8 tires instead of 4. 8-wheel drive. I think that's a real thing. Probably is. I mean, we probably haven't invented that, to be honest with you. '73 will continue to try to work his way. He qualified on the pole, so he's not had a horrible race, but again, he's not been the best car on the track. That's been Cray. Basically, the whole entire race here. There's only 15 laps left. These laps tick by really, really fast. Didn't realize it was 15 left to go in the race at the moment. So let's see how these guys can handle it if they keep it back. If they keep it together, that is. Not uncommon to see people spin late in the race. It's kind of frustration starts building. Had that happen before. I'm like, I'm just done. I'm just gonna drill you. I'm tired of this crap. I can't take it anymore. Been chopping my nose off. I've been trying to get around you clean. You just got to kind of use them up every now and then. There's nothing wrong with it. Ooh, that's stepping out again on him. Somebody just smacked the wall there. I heard it before I panned away from him. Yeah, I think Medford, he's actually, yeah, looks like he's got second lockdown pretty much. He's able to hold off Hunt there somehow. Well, this track is not, this wasn't rescanned yet because they repaved North Wilkesboro. So I think once they rescan North Wilkesboro, it may be a little bit better. Don't know how though. Might be a tad better. '75 and 19 gonna battle. Look, Chuck has had a very good rebound from how his race went early on. He was in the inside wall. Now he's battling for 4th right now. He's actually got it from Hunt. Maybe he can go chase down Polking. Polking's only 8/10 ahead, but I don't think he's going to be really blowing many corners here to even let him get close. So might have to kind of settle at the moment. It will be 7 laps to go here when he crosses the start-finish line. Going to be running up on some lap traffic. He's just hoping. He's like, please, no cautions. Don't do anything stupid. I don't want to have to deal with a restart because restarts people see a gap and say, oh, hey, there's a possible lane down here with my worn out tires. Let's just go ahead and sail it on in there pretty much. It's just not a smart thing to do at all. Not a very, very smart thing to do. So there'll be 5 laps left here. Gray now down to 4. Probably sees a 91 beating the back bumper of this car, that truck in front of him, which is a 54. Hopefully he just doesn't wreck him, is all he's saying. I've saw leaders get taken out by lap cars that are just messing around. It's happened before. It is one of the most annoying things to deal with. Get taken out by somebody who's absolutely got nothing to do with the race that you're trying to have right now at the moment. Wysocki has left pit road, and that's exactly what I was worried about. The 91 goes around, and there's a caution. I had a feeling that was going to happen. He just gets loose, and the 30's there, and 30 has nowhere to go, and just nips the inside wall. Actually doesn't hit it that hard. Neither of them hit it that hard. But I knew that was going to happen. I saw it coming from a mile away. So, oh Lord, here we go now. So how do these guys drive each other? You're not pitting here. You're going to have a green-white checkered attempt. It's going to be, hey, let's just see how this goes pretty much. May not go well. May go well. We'll have to find out. We'll just have to see. Lark and Ballesteros came down pit road, but I don't really see any benefit in coming down pit road. It's just, it's so late in pit road that, you know, it's, or not late in the race, that you're not going to get a benefit from it, in my opinion at least. In my opinion, you're not going to get a benefit from it. Just have to see. They'll be able to gain some positions, but they're not going to gain, like, you know, 1,000 of them because of that. But lights should go off on the pace car next time by. See, freshest tire is all the way back in 12th, so I mean, he can probably get up to 8th the most if he can. He can start warming them up right now too, but he's not going to get up very, very far. He'll gain a decent amount, however. Just don't expect an absolutely massive amount by any means. Lights have gone off on the pace truck here. Be a green-white checkered attempt here. How aggressive will Medford be, though, is the issue. Pace truck pulls off, and the green flag is back in the air. We are back underway here. Cray gets an easy jump on the field. Sweeting looks like he's going to drive his way all the way up to second. At least Cray, he just wants to see the white flag. Once the white flag comes out, next flag will end the race as the 19 goes hard in the wall. They're going to stay green, though. White flag in the air one more time around here. Sweetings, who had some damage early on, found his way back up to second. Done a really good job, but Cray has just been absolutely dominant the whole entire night here. Qualified third, but he will take home the checkered flag here at North Wilkesboro easily over Sweeting, Matz, Medford, and Ballesteros round out the top 5 here. It's like 54 to the drift going across the start finish line. I'll pull up the finishing order here now. We'll bring in the top 3 drivers here. Let me get, I need to switch over automatically. It keeps doing that. We'll get Adam. Matt's almost closed Discord like an idiot there. We will start with Adam Matz here. Let me snap him. Hey, Adam, this is Bryce in the booth. Have a copy, man.
As they listening. Oh, hello.
And so you come home third. How did the race go for you overall, though, man? Because it seemed like you had to kind of fight towards the middle of the race.
Yeah, I was all over the place. That was pretty crazy, and I'm kind of surprised to get back up there. I think I got a little bit lucky on this one. Honestly, it was tough. It was quite a struggle.
Yeah, it definitely seems like this track was hard on people. How hard was it to drive this track, especially on exit? Because we saw a lot of guys that were trying to get loose.
Yeah, no, the exits were super sketchy, and I was part throttle almost all the way till the straightaway. Because if you tried, even like I think every restart I spun the tires. Even when I tried to short shift, you had to short shift so early or else you'd spin it. And yeah, it was kind of crazy. And in qualifying, I basically, I felt like I spun the tires all the way down the front stretch on my qualifying lap.
So how hard was it to battle people here? Because it seemed like this is a short track, but you really couldn't pass on the inside. You kind of had to hang on the outside of people.
Yeah, it kind of depended on the tire situation too. You needed them to make a mistake or get loose. So I think later, maybe in the run, it was a little bit easier. But honestly, I pretty much did both inside and outside. And if you could run the inside but get a gap and get back up, you could make it kind of work. But most of the time, you just kind of go to the back. So and then I had a really bad. I think it was second to last restart. I picked the wrong line, picked the outside. I went all the way to the back, so it was just a guessing game.
So I'm just kind of from your point of view. Did you see a lot of guys dealing with brake bias issues? Because I saw a lot of people getting loose, getting into the corner. The only thing I could think of is that their brake bias was too aggressive to the rear, or they're just getting on it too hard.
Yeah, if you kept the default brake bias, it was really loose on entry. I pretty much put mine as far as I could to the max. So trying to get it to do better. I think maybe I went too far though, because honestly, I was frankly, I was almost kind of pushing. So I probably went too far. But yeah, there's nothing you could do about the loose on exit, but you could definitely put more bias and try to help the entry a little bit.
Man, well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I do want to shout out to Ray Polkin because he was up there in third, and before that last caution, he had third in the bank, so he really deserved that third place. It's kind of a bummer it didn't work out in that final restart. I think he ended up sixth, which is kind of a bummer, but he was up there. He was really showing some speed, so definitely want to shout out for his good run. And then yeah, just thanks to all my teammates and everything, Dwayne as well. He was up there for a while and had some misfortune, so thanks for doing the broadcast, and thanks to all the admins and what they do.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good job coming home third tonight, man.
All right, thanks.
It's Adam Matz, the third place driver. We will bring in the second place driver, and Chuck Sweeting. Hey, Chuck, this is Bryce in the booth. Have a copy, man.
Hey, man. How's it going?
And so you had a rough night, but you rebound to second. How did the race go for you overall, though, man? Because it seemed like you definitely had to fight a lot this whole entire race.
Yeah, I think I was fighting the setup more than anything. It was so loose on entry, and then would just spin the tires on throttle anywhere you were on the racetrack. So kudos to everybody for doing a really good job considering what the setup was like. But yeah, I don't know. I got together with someone on the front stretch. I'm not sure who it was, and I think I moved up into him, and I paid the price for it. And then of course I got an EOL, and somehow or another got back to second. I don't really know how. I just kept digging and trying to not hurt the tires, and it seemed to pay off there at the end.
So how hard was it to pass at this track? Because it seemed like you couldn't pass on the inside. You had to pass on the outside there.
I couldn't get the outside to work. I was watching all the other guys, and they were running well up there. And when I would go up there, I would push, and it just wouldn't work for me. So I was running the bottom, and that's how I was making passes because everybody was up top, and one of them would make a little mistake, and they'd kind of stack them up, and I could get by one at a time here and there. And so that's just how it worked for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong to not make the top work because I have run the top here in other races, and it'll work pretty good, but it just wouldn't work for me tonight.
Did you see a lot of guys dealing with brake bias issues? Because I kept seeing a lot of guys get loose getting into the corner. And the only thing I can think of is their brake bias is too aggressive to the back, or they're being too aggressive on the brakes to begin with.
It was really the setup, I think, because I tried high bias and low bias, and I ended up setting it at 57 in the garage, and then I think I went up a little bit during the race, which is probably a lot lower or a lot more rear brake than most of the guys were running. It didn't seem to matter. It would, if you drove in too deep, the back end would just come around on you. So I'm not really sure what was going on with the setup, whoever built the setup for iRacing, but it was a handful, but it made it fun.
And well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Just thanks to the league admins and all the work they do. It's nice to have a live admin during the race and keeping everything straightened out, and appreciate what they do and appreciate them having me, and look forward to watching the broadcast back because you guys do an awesome job up there.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go, but good job coming home second tonight, man, especially after that spin.
All right. Thanks a lot. Y'all have a great night.
It's Chuck Switting, the second place driver. We will bring in the race winner and Todd Cray. Hey, Todd, this is Bryce in the booth. Have a copy, man?
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Yep, got you.
And so you pretty much dominate this whole entire race. Now, how did it go for you from the drop of the green flag to the checkered, man? Because it seemed like you really got to beat the whole entire time.
Yeah, missed qualifying a little bit there, and drove to 73 pretty hard on the start, and he overdrove it, so we were able to capitalize and get good position right off. But it got pretty tricky there a few times with the pitch strategies, and I thought me and the 73 had a pretty good situation there about 3/4 of the way through, and then I think Brandon just came flying up, so I'm guessing he had got tires somewhere along the way, so we had to make a late pit stop there and have to do some work. But it wasn't easy tonight, but it was just such a fast truck, and yeah, I mean, there was some cautions tonight, but I'll tell you what, it was a tough track, but it was a fun track, so we had to really work for it.
So did you see a lot of guys dealing with brake bias issues? Because it seemed like a lot of people were getting loose going in on the entry, and the only thing I can think of is they got their brake bias set too aggressive to the back, or they're just getting on the brakes too hard. So, like, what did you see from your point of view if you saw anybody get loose on entry?
Little both. I think you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, a lot of times with the old truck and a lot of different cars, we just automatically, go down a little bit on the brake bias because usually it'll tighten up. But I'm not sure how the weather is here. I know the track temperature was very high, so yeah, I made some adjustments, which helped. But it's throttle control on top of everything. I mean, it's tough when you're in the pack, because if you let off a little too early or you brake a little too hard, you get tapped. But you got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to know when you have to drive a little harder and know when you can relax and save that right rear. And that's really the key is throttle control coming off the turn, trying to get that thing straight coming off. I was pretty lucky because ARCA cars were here all week last week, so I had a pretty lot of laps. A little different, obviously, with the new truck. The difficulty level was up, but I had a pretty good feel of the track, so that was pretty cool.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, Team Jess, Team Trixie. Let's go, Jess. Yeah, getting a second win here for Jess and crew. We haven't had a lot of luck over the last couple of years in this league, but yeah, things have turned around, so we're super happy about that. Premier Sim Racing, Ghost Racing Network, Buttkicker, Mint Mortgage, Nitro Racing, Northern Leisure Products, Sim Hub, Realty Executive, Real Assistant, Pat, Sam, for putting on the show here, and Sam's doing a good job up there keeping us all under control. So we appreciate that. Makes it fun. I said Ghost Network here for calling the shots. Really cool. And yeah, maybe I can get a sponsor on this truck one of these weeks, and just try to keep getting on the podium here and talking to you.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go, but good job coming home with the win tonight, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
It's Todd Cray, the race winner. I will go over the finishing order here. First, Todd Cray. Second, Chuck Sweeting comes back and finishes second after spinning earlier. Third, Adam Matz. Fourth, Brandon Mefford. Fifth, Drew Ballesteros. Sixth, Ray Polking. Seventh, Michael Larch. Eighth, William Kemp. Ninth, Jeff Yanesh. 10th, Dean Gagliano. Maybe said that right. 11th, Troy Hayden. 12th, Troy Radford. 13th, Dwayne Hunt. 14th, Joseph McWarther. 15th, Matthew Robinson. 16th, Doug Wysocki. 17th, Jason Mullis. 18th, Levi Poland. 19th will be Stevie Ness. 20th, Levi Allen. 21st, Mark Jenkins. And 22nd, Patrick DeSauner. But I'm not going to keep you all any longer. I have to go learn American Sign Language for college. But I will hopefully see you all tomorrow when Austin does his stream.